thank God for MMA and UFC, keeping us preoccupied during these summer months when basically all of the other sports decide to go on vacation. But you know what? I'm here for it, whether it's a super exciting card or a not so great one. Hopefully this one though is going to be an awesome one. UFC Louisville is happening this Saturday, and the first fight that I'm going to talk about is Eduarda Moura versus Denise Gomes. This one, it's always exciting to watch the chick fights, but it also very unpredictable. Now, looking at their resume, Eduarda, she just made her UFC debut this past November and she crushed it with a W. Denise, she likes to knock her opponents out. Eduarda, she also does that, but the main way that she's won is by submission. She can do either or. Now, Eduarda, she is 6 years older, she's 3 inches taller, and has a 4-inch reach advantage. Again, these fights can really go either way. It's hard to determine, but I think Eduarda, now that she's got the new UFC jitters out of the way, maybe that's not going to be a problem. I think she's really going to fight to keep that undefeated record. So just solely off of that and, you know, how crazy some fights can be, I got to go with Eduarda in this one. I think she's going to stay undefeated, so give me Eduarda. Moving on to the next fight is Katona versus Jesse Butler. Now, The Ultimate Fighter Season 32 just started recently, but if you watch The Ultimate Fighter Season 31, then Katona is very familiar because he was on that season. You're right, you might remember him because he was this small, spicy little Canadian that was actually very skilled. And he's going to bring that this time. This is an interesting one because Jesse is making his bantamweight division debut. That is going to be a huge red flag for me in this fight because Brad, he is coming off of a loss, but he just had a 7-fight win streak before then. Jesse, he is coming off of a loss, but that was from a year ago against Jim Miller. So there's been some time. Now, these are canceled bouts that he didn't have within that year span, so he's at least been training, but Brad has been in it to win it, and I think he's going to stick with it this time. So Jesse, he has a huge reach advantage, a 9-inch reach advantage. He's also 3 or 4 inches taller than Brad, but he is about to cut 20 plus pounds to do this fight. Brad's no stranger to the bantamweight division. He is awesome at it. He doesn't have to learn anything. This is going to be detrimental for Jesse. There's no way that I could ever pick Jesse to win this over Brad. Brad is, to me, going to win this easily. Now, Jesse, he does like to knock his opponents out. Brad, he likes to submit them. We'll see how it works out, if he'll wear Jesse out, because Jesse's going to be much lighter because he hasn't been eating food for a couple weeks. But it'll be interesting to see how long he can last against Brad, who's like the Energizer Bunny. He's got a ton of energy, so just wear Jesse out. Either way, like I said, I'm going with Brad the Canadian in this one. And ooh, is this last one going to be a brawl? The main event between Jaredcannonier and Nassourdine Imavov. Jared, he is still dipping and doing it. 40-year-old Jared, I would not want to mess with him, but Imavov is up for the challenge. And I have no idea how this fight's going to go because Jared likes to knock his opponents out. Nassourdine, though, he is evenly distributed when it comes to submission, TKO, decision fighting, so you could easily say that he is a well-rounded fighter when it comes to winning abilities. He's going to have to tap into that big time, and he's going to need to stay away from Jared and his reach because Jared could hit him so hard and knock him into next year easy. So I don't know if Nassourdine's chin can handle what Jared might be throwing out here. So it might be a good idea if Nassourdine maybe takes it to the mat a few times, keeps it there, maybe tries to wear him out. Hopefully he doesn't get worn out because Jared, just like Brad from the last fight I talked about, has a ton of energy. I don't know how he does it, but it's going to be fun to see which tactic works in this. I kind of am leaning towards Nassourdine in this one. Just feel like he's got a lot to prove. He is younger. That isn't always a deciding factor, but it never hurts. And Nassourdine, I think, is really trying to, build on his resume and prove himself. So I think he's going to come out and really try to show that he can go all 5 rounds and get a W here. But let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you're more interested in a fight on this card, or heck, even a card that's happening, because I'll make videos for that and we can talk about those too. You can also follow me on Twitter. I love watching all of these fights from the early prelims to the main event. I gotta watch all of them, even though the Stanley Cup finals are starting the exact same day. It's okay. That's why they make multiple screens, and I'll be using both of them. But let me know what you think, and, follow me. We can watch all of this stuff together, tweet about it. I'm sure there's going to be some crazy stuff. There always is in the UFC. Come on now. But either way, you know what time it is. Let's get it.